It isn't that. What car did Si go for in the end? Yeah, he did Mercedes,
Pick
didn't
the
he?
Mercedes, FTR
Yeah,
AVFC in the Mercedes. Number of these drivers dropping down from Tier 1 to Tier 2 this season. This test race could prove whether they stay there or come back up, we'll see. Origin's Pank, one of those drivers as well. Yeah, decent end to the end of season 1.
one thing about Pank that I've noticed from a few social races as well is that he's very consistent. Might not always be the fastest, might not always be the slowest, but he's always consistent every lap.
Yeah, couldn't agree more with that. So just load up now as drivers choose their tyres for qualifying. Of course, short qualifying session, 18 minutes.
I wonder if any of those will choose to go on the alternate strategy.
It's going to be an interesting race. What do you reckon? It's going to be the two softest compounds of tyres, isn't it?
Yeah, they were testing out the hard tyres earlier on. I was in a lobby with a few of the drivers. And they seemed to think the medium was the way to go.
Well, that does the race stays dry.
To start so. on mediums though.
Could be interesting. Remember Resident Lord in Season 1 did a medium soft strategy and that nearly won in the race?
It did. I do remember that one. Who's going to be the first car out on track?
Jimmy Jones has selected the
Everyone
mediums.
on softs. Yeah, I just noticed that.
The Red Bull. I think. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a Alfa Romeo and a Williams out.
Alfa Romeo. I'm going to call him Evs. We do have two drivers with similar names, so apologies if we get them mixed up. So Evs in the Alfa Romeo, his first car out on track.
Be interesting to see what happens in terms of lap times. Not only that track position, because Silverton's got quite a slow pit entry and pit exit, and that could really hurt some people if they try and do a late run on soft tyres at the end.
Yeah, normally if you're going flat out, you could probably pull 4 good laps in the tyres that you've got, but like you said,
yeah,
if there's going to be backing up in the last sector, it's going to be hard to get round. It's normally about a 20-second pit stop time, and obviously it'd be a lot longer than that when you've got to go in the garage, so that's it for the sake of the drivers today, there's not too much carnage.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we don't really want to be seeing any safety cars, but we know this game it could still happen just for a minor coming together. Just watching Casper and the McLaren at the moment. So, Ev's coming around the final corner to start his lap. We're on board with him. Holding it in 7th round there.
That's the strategy.
Actually.
Yeah, unfortunately for my side, unfortunately for Sevs or whatever we were going to say, it was a bit wide in turn 1, but like I said, keeping it in 7th gear is what helps keep the speed up, so I think he wouldn't have lost too much time through the first sector. Penk coming through the first corner completely loses it. I think they're back out on that lap.
Yeah, just gone to him now. He's just moved out the way for a number of drivers coming through on the laps. It's going back to Evs. for the Maggots and Beckett's.
Interesting to see a couple of drivers staying in the pits right at the start, maybe saving a set of tyres in case it's a safety car.
Yeah, interesting. AVFC does always like to do that. Leave it very late to make a decision on what he's going to do.
So Jimmy Jones has invalidated his lap time on the exit of the old final corner. Don't know the name of it.
So Evs opens it up.
That'll be
with
club
a
corner for you, Ollie.
27-2.
So respectable lap time. Jimmy Jones came out of the way of everybody.
There's a 28-0. About 7-8 tenths down there. Just watching Casper come through now, and he does a 25-2 and absolutely smashes what everyone else has done so far, confirming that he perhaps may need to go up to tier 1.
Yes.
It's still early days. See what everyone else can do.
Yeah. It could be those that set the lap times before him could have made mistakes, but
Yeah.
you never
You
know.
could expect the tier 1 guys on softs to easily be in the 24s.
Yep.
That's just out there. But still a good lap.
Yep, very good lap.
Jimbo, Supernova going into third on a 27.6 as well. H2O Cloud on a 28.1 in the Ferrari.
Yep, I know he can definitely go faster than that. I've seen him do faster lap times, so he must have made a mistake at some point. I'll check his sector times.
And Vigorous Unicorn must have invalidated as his teammate just got straight off the track and onto the grass out of his way. I suppose that's one way of doing it, but not ideal. Dodger as well,
looks
I
to
think,
have,
invalidated his lap.
It's going to be a difficult track for corner cutting warnings, especially with the dirty air.
Yeah, if it's as close as we think it's going to be, it could end up being a DRS train.
Yep.
Dirty air will affect drivers, could catch some of them out. Some of these drivers are new to league racing. Watching the Mercedes at the moment of Apex Flexio 3. It's already done a lap. This might pop him into P2.
Huma's about to start his flying lap.
Looks like a very clean and tidy lap from Apex.
26.1.
That's also a very good lap time.
That's lucky with my prediction there of P2.
And by the looks of it, he's done 2 laps on those tyres, so I think he went straight again after having an invalidation. So it'd be interesting to see what the wear's going to be like on those tyres if he chooses to stay on those tyres.
Yeah, perhaps go out again on another set of softs near the end. A few more drivers on their out laps now. Jimmy Jones come back out on softs after his run on the mediums was invalidated. And AVFC in the Mercedes also on the softs. Everyone's on the softs tonight, and they're all sticking to that strategy.
Keeping it pretty safe. It's going to be interesting to see how people use their ERS in the race, because this track is quite heavy on the ERS usage. So if someone saves it up to the last few laps, this Huma unfortunately validates his lap time.
5
This
plus.
Vigorous Unicorn gets a 5-place grip penalty.
It looks like they've crashed into each other in the pits. Perhaps no pit assist has caught him out, and he's gone straight into the back of the Red Bull. Is Dodger in the Red Bull? Yes, he's in the Red Bull.
Yes, he is.
I can say Dodger was going really slowly on the pit entry. Didn't see it though. Like I saw him
Okay.
going slowly in.
Right, well spotted, Callum.
I flicked off though when they actually touched. So whether it's Dodger's fault, couldn't tell you.
Well,
I'm on board.
regardless
with
of
you at the
Dodger's
moment.
speed, I would still put the blame on Unicorn because Dodger's ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assume someone's going to speed up, so...
Oh, luckily
That's
Dodge doesn't have a
unfortunate
penalty.
for Unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Ewan on a lap here, and also Humat has done 1 lap. A little bit further back, so we'll go back to him in a sec. Ewan about 2 seconds down on the time that Apex did, so this might be in around the 28s, 29s.
Origin's pace coming out the final few corners now.
Just gone on board with him now in the Ferrari. He likes that Ferrari, he used that in season 1.
Yeah, I see why it's a very nice car to drive. And he goes
Good
second
lap.
for 25.5.
25.5.
It's a very good lap.
So Humat coming around the last corner now. 26.6 puts him up to P4 in the Williams. Good luck from him as well. He is definitely a brand new driver to league racing.
Yeah, I'm just watching Casper's on board now. He's already 2 tenths up for the first sector. He's just about to finish the second sector now. I wonder if he's kept that momentum up. And he's now 4 tenths up, so that's 2 tenths in each of the first 2 sectors. I wonder if he's going to get 6 tenths of an improvement first into the 124s.
I'm just watching AVFC come over the line now. It does a 25.7, puts him in P3. On board with Casper, he's 4 tenths up.
24.8.
Smashes his lap again.
It's a cracking lap time that is.
Definitely tier 1 pace. Hopefully the other drivers don't feel too disheartened by that. It is of course only a test race. Humat did 2 laps on him. Was that ends just going up with a 27.4 into P7? Just caught the end of that.
We've got Justin F1 9191 now in the Red Bull on a flying lap. Yeah.
Just flipped
Going out
him.
of sector 2. He's 8 tenths up on his
8
lap.
tenths up.
So whether or not he can finish off the lap well. Coming through Stone now.
It's going to be confusing when we get the season started. We've got 2 drivers with practically the same name. If they're in the same team, that's going to be interesting to commentate on. As Justin goes through into 6th.
And it looks like H2O Cloud's unfortunately invalidated his lap time again, so he's going to have to put on a 3rd set of softs if he wants to improve on his original lap time, the 28.1.
It's taken a very interesting line through final corner. I don't know if any of you called that. There's run practically all the way off track and got away with it, which is interesting.
Well, I guess that would help with the momentum coming out the last few corners, but
Yeah,
I mean, if the game
interesting.
says you can do it, why not?
Just looking at Origin's Pank here in the pits, he's changed over to mediums after already posting the 25.5. Does he think he can go quicker?
I mean, his potential's there, especially with track evolution.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's a bit of confidence for his second run then.
The Cloud's done 3 laps on them set of tyres.
Ev's unfortunately Ev's invalidated his lap going through Beckett's.
Just on him now. Anyone else on a flying lap?
Yep, Apex has just started his first lap. He's coming out of the loop and aim tree now onto the Wellington straight. Let's see what first sector time he posts. 27.3, that's 3 tenths down on Casper already.
Plus 0.008 on his time that he posted before, so not far off. He still needs to find more time throughout the rest of the lap.
Very aggressive on Maggots there. Unfortunately, he cut the corner, and that's his lap over. Just got to Jimbo supernova, and he was. Whoa, no.
Just did the same thing, was over a second up.
Yeah, I saw that, and then it's back up to 5 seconds. I don't know what was going on there.
Dodge just
And I think, like you
unfortunately
suggested-
invalidated his time.
Yeah, like you said, Chris, I think H2O Cloud is treating this like a practice session. He's up to 4 laps on these tyres now.
Well, Jimbo's gone very wide.
That's interesting. Dodgers elected to
It's back
Yeah.
out of his lap.
Dodgers elected to do another lap on his set of softs that he's had on. He invalidated the one instead of coming in. That could leave him quite vulnerable coming into the session because I don't think he'll be able to get around in time and get out to set another lap.
Yeah, he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
I did see the time he posted was a 27 point something, but that would have moved him up.
Interesting decision
I
there,
can't
doesn't it?
tell if he's. Sorry, after you, Ollie.
I was going to say it's interesting because he doesn't have enough ERS to post a quick lap time either.
I was just going to mention that he struggled to finish on 2 as he completely cuts the corner there. So I think it's just how much, depending on how much fuel he's got, it's a race to get back to the pits and put another set of softs on.
Yeah. I mean,
Just under 3 minutes left.
Just looking at Jimmy Jones on the pit at the moment, he'll be disappointed they're down in P14
yeah,
if he's invalidated each lap.
quite possible.
Well, from what I can see, I don't think he's completed a lap yet. So he must have had his laps invalidated and come straight into the pits on every
So
occasion.
Casper and AVFC have both started their final flying laps. Casper's ahead on track, so I'm going to stay with him first.
Yep, he's just under a half a tenth quicker already in the first sector on his PB. I want to have a traffic ahead will impact the lap. Possibility for a slipstream down the head straight, maybe.
Yeah, can't quite see who it is ahead.
It's the 2 Alpha
It's
Romeos.
Yeah, both the alphas. Oh, I hope they don't get in his way here. Oh,
He moves out of the way in time, but that dirty out
Yeah.
affected him a little bit. As I
Yeah,
say,
it
that he
wasn't
goes
like
he
faster.
goes for the slipstream.
I was very close there.
And no one's
Looks
seen what
now.
his improvement was through the second sector at all.
Marginal, I think 4/100ths. I think one of the Ferraris is coming out. I think that's H2O Cloud now, but he won't get a lap in this. There's no time for him to get out as Casper improves.
Improves
So
by just over a tenth, so go on to AVFC. Down in his middle sector. Oh, he's gone wide on the last corner.
Ah,
It's a little bit slower, unlucky.
down by 300s.
Apex is
Down
going to have
wide on the
to.
last corner.
Apex invalidated that, so he's going to be starting the race on 4 lap old soft tyres. That's going to put pay to his strategy.
Just on board
I
with
don't know if he-
Adams, starting his lap in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting on-track battle between the two Alpha Romeos. I think they're both on hot laps
Someone's-
as they're next
Yes,
to each
they
other.
are.
Casper's retired.
Uh,
Track.
Yeah,
Was Casper retired on track?
The
He
field.
has.
No, he crashed.
Oh, he crashed.
Did he
Lost
crash
it on
on
the exit of the
purpose?
field. No.
Oh, that's sad.
that
These cars are quite close together here.
yeah.
If we manage
Those are
to
the
back
Alpha
it.
Romeos.
Evs has invalidated his lap time.
Hank's come back in the pits, he's not going to have enough time to settle up. AVFC is down by 3 seconds, I don't think he's going to have enough time, he's invalidated as well.
Yeah.
He
last
wouldn't want
one
to go
to
for another lap.
Justin's not
The
going to
last
make it.
The last one to settle out was probably going to be Owen, unless
Oh,
H2O
what are
Cloud
these
gets
3
the line.
cars doing here?
Yeah, this is a bit of.
Yeah. Not
This
going to
isn't
make it.
ideal at all. Whoa, Ewan just completely slowed down in front of Evs. And that unfortunately was caught on stream.
Yes, unfortunately for him.
It's not ideal, especially after the instance earlier. But could be a possibility he ran out of fuel. But
Yeah.
being bunched up like that anyway,
Yeah, I don't
should have
think.
known to try and space themselves out.
Are they on the lap? Because it didn't look like they crossed the line in time from where I was.
I think they are, because they haven't got the checkered flag next to the names, so...
Yeah, I was going to lose that lap, yeah.
Yep, as he invalidates.
Yeah,
Looks like he's showing
Cloud's
clouds still, yeah.
And
he's still
Ebbs
there.
is
Yeah.
retired on track.
Has he?
Just note these things down so that we can mention them in the chat after.
He's blocked Vigorous Unicorn quite a bit there. He's had to back out of his lap there.
Cloud went
If,
so well just
During the in-between quali in the race, if anyone wants to post in the Discord, I would probably advise leaving it until after the race. Otherwise,
Yeah, if we just make a list, then we can post it as a full summary afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at the Casper incident, because I personally don't believe he would spin at the exit that corner.
Yeah, it was quite far out from the exit of Luffield, so I don't know how he managed to collect it there.
Yeah,
all
especially...
I saw was a tyre off.
I mean...
Justin's half a second up, he's just gone P5. I don't know how he managed to do his lap, because on my screen he had 10 seconds left when he was on the, I want to say, the hanger straight.
Well, apparently that glitch has been fixed, as far as we trust that. I don't know, that's up to you, but...
Yeah. Given the benefit of the doubt, it could just have been a glitch on the broadcast side of things.
Yeah, that is
The
true.
screenshot results? Or...
Yeah, screenshot the results. You might have to do 2. Oh no, you can get away with 1.
Yeah.
So that's Casper on pole with the 124.6, 8 tenths, or almost 9 tenths.
8 tenths clear.
I think. That's
And you've got that next
very
group
comfortable
of guys
advantage.
in the 1 second, and then you've got a few in the 2 second bracket. It could be track specific as well. You know, we may try this again during the week on another track.
Alright, if I put my mic on for the race.
Yes, bud.
Yeah. Very unfortunate for Dodger not to set a lap time there, because I for sure know he would have been at least up in that top 5 with lap times I've seen from him around Britain.
Maybe got lucky with validations, or that could just be a strategy by him not to get collected through the first sequence of corners, because it can be quite problematic
Jimmy
through
Jones
there.
as well might be playing it sensible.
Yeah. Interesting to see them erring on the side of caution, especially during the test race, but...
Sorry, was it Unicorn that was in that incident? With
Him and Dodger.
Dodger?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just write it down there as well.
It's Origin's panked it ready up, but to be fair, we haven't put anything in the chat about readying up early, so...
It's fine, I don't think too many people object to that.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I personally would have had a 4-minute break now and started it at 25 past.
Yeah. I think we should introduce that because it is one of the rules for the league, but we can obviously get that started.
Have we got a formation lap on by any chance?
Yeah, we've got a formation app on.
Yeah.
Predicted pit stop strategy just flickered off my screen there. Right, soft to medium. Let's have a look what tyres everybody's on.
Jimmy Jones on the mediums.
So one driver on the medium tyre. Jimmy Jones in the Renault. If you guys could just keep a lookout for people leaving huge gaps and just the way they're driving the formation lap.
Yeah, that's fine.
At least they're all going at the moment.
Vigorous Unicorn with a big gap at the back.
Yeah, I've just spotted that on the map.
So predicted pit stop strategy is 1 stop soft to medium or soft to hard.
I think the only person that might consider the softer hards is Apex, since he's done 4 laps on those tyres already, plus an in-lap and an out-lap.
And Jimbo Supernova is quite a big gap.
Yeah, Jimbo needs to...
Yeah. I mean,
if this was natural league race, this would be with a bit of a dim view.
Just as long as
it's
he...
not fair on those ahead.
That's true, but as long as he closes it back up by the time the AI takes over the car, then it's all fair. Could just be getting an air gap to do some braking.
Legal limit's 10 car lengths.
Oh, as Humat seems to have taken a bit of a rally onto the grass. Back on track now, though.
Pit stop strategies updated. Lap 9 to lap 11, or lap 8 to lap 11 for the hards.
Wasn't excessive, but I'm just going to quickly note that the gap for Jimbo left there.
Yeah, give them a warning before we start the lead.
Yeah.
So is Codemasters going to give us a proper lights out and go, or are they going to hold us for half an hour before we actually start the race? See
Good
if Casper
question.
can get off to a good start.
Jimmy Jones, the only one going with the alternate strategy there.
Five red lights.
Yeah. Fortunately, glitch on my end. I don't know about you guys.
And a pause with car sounds, but no cars moving.
And finally,
And they finally go.
20 seconds
Stop
after
by
Casper
Barcelona
started.
near the back there. Casper holds the lead through turn 1.
Apex already down 3 places. We're back up now.
It looks fairly clean so far.
Yeah. No major kerfuffling anywhere.
Yeah. Don't see any carbon fibre coming off anywhere in the cars.
No. 2 Alfa Romeos going side by side, and they've made contact.
Oh,
Contact.
Ewan's in the wall, and I think he's got. Yep. His front wing
sends up
is.
the penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got ring damage.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. The teammates collide there.
Same place as the Haas in 2019. Yeah,
Got to
he,
get to where he's Scott from.
Is that a 5-second
Evs
penalty
with
for collision by any chance?
3
3
seconds.
seconds, but no wing damage. Justin and Apex going too wide there through the right-hander.
So, Vegas Unicorn up 3 spots. He's the biggest winner at the moment.
Oh, his Humat goes wide.
Up 2 spots as well.
We have Chapel. It was
AVS on the back of Origin's Pank.
flying past there.
Unicorn
interesting
around the
to see how
outside of
they-
Dodger.
It's very interesting to see how different people have used their overtake on this first lap. Quite a few of the cars running out of ERS before they get to the end of the lap.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
something like
Vigorous
that.
Unicorn's
Yeah.
fun.
Not quite sure if he got tapped from behind or if he just lost it
No.
by himself then.
He lost it by himself on the curve.
Cloud hanging in there behind Dodger.
Casper's already broken on nearly a 2-second lead. He's looking quite comfortable at the moment.
Jimmy
Contact.
Jones trying going down the inside of H2O Cloud. Fortunately, I don't think there's damage, but that's definitely lost him at least a second.
Yeah, his end plate's still up there.
Yeah, he looks all good.
Good battle for 6th unfolding.
So that's Humat and Evs. And Evs. Jimbo Supernova going very wide there.
Got to
ABS
move.
gets a
Jimmy
amazing
Jones.
run out of Chapel.
Q-Mat's
Down a higher
wide, and
straight.
that'll be a free position for Ems. Q-Mat's round.
AVFC looking to make a move.
Q-Mat's spun.
Yeah. Jimmy Jones made a fantastic move around the outside of H2O Cloud around Cobb's Corner there. That was brave of him.
So kind of expect Casper to make a little bit of a lead here. He had a
Yeah.
clear pole position advantage.
So I've got 3 separate races developing. Got Payne, KVFC and Apex all together.
It'd be interesting to see if AVFC and
Humat's
Pank
in the
pull away
pits.
from Apex here. There's both AVFC and Pank have at least 60 to 70% more ERS already. Apex seems to have used all of it in the first 3 laps.
He's got
Old strategy
1%
maybe not
left.
paying off.
He's just clinging on to that DRS.
Yeah. Being to see if he can stay with them.
Nice little
Humat's
battle
pitted.
there, isn't it? From P5 down to well,
P10.
P10.
Yeah.
I think Humat's
If-
trying hard to the end.
Yeah, he's going to hope for a safety car.
Yeah. It's Justin hit
change his
0%
foot
on
brake?
his ERS.
No damage from that spin.
Justin's gonna be a sitting duck down this back straight.
So Ewan, he didn't stop, did he? He's still on those soft tyres.
Yeah.
No, he didn't stop. He's still got that broken front wing.
Justin using all of his overtake down there. That's interesting.
It's very bold. There's quite a
Yeah.
lot of those runners in the battle for fifth have got very low ERS, except from
Yeah.
Jimbo Supernova, who's got the highest. As unfortunately, just picked up a 3-second penalty as I'm giving him a compliment, which isn't the most fortunate thing, but he's
Hey,
still in the
Lex.
battle.
With penalties now.
It's interesting to
Jimbo
note.
Supernova goes wide through the first turn. Dodger going around the outside. Can he get it into the loop? Very close.
Dodger puts it down
He's
to
just got
neutral.
it.
He's not, he put it into neutral going around that corner.
Ah. It's an unfortunate mistake there from Dodgers. Jimbo pulls ahead. You've got Jimmy Jones behind him on the mediums. Is he going to come past?
He's going up the inside.
Oh,
Justin
that's
has
a
made
spin from
contact.
Edge. Justin cuts him off.
2 out
Just
from
trying to
Hayes.
get back on track now. Ewan
Yeah.
picked up a 3-second penalty as well on that lap.
I'd say that spin was Justin's fault. Just closed in the gap.
Jimmy Jones slowly working his way up the field.
He could be one to watch at the
Waiting.
end.
Yeah.
He's
not
used a
lined
lot of
up
his
the time
ERS though.
screens, but
If he can keep it clean and keep penalties to a minimum, especially with soft tyres towards the end, he's got a good chance of.
Could have Jimmy
taking
souping
it.
over here actually.
Dodger as well is doing well. Recently moved up from tier 3. Felt he had the pace for this, and he's certainly showing it now. He's in there in the mix.
Jimmy Jones around the outside
Oh,
of Stowe.
yeah.
Oh, he gets a penalty, so he ran wide
yeah.
though.
Very unfortunate. As Jimbo comes back around the outside and he finally lets Jimmy through. It'd be interesting to see if Jimmy can get on the back of Justin now, but both have got very low levels of ERS.
Evs is pitting, I believe. Wonder if he picked up damage from the incident.
I can't see any front wing damage on my camera. How about you guys?
Yeah, I can't see if it's gone on to T-cam.
Yeah, it'd be
So we've
interesting to
got
see
a
what
spinner, Humat, I think.
he's going on to hard tyres though. Can he get to the end on those hard tyres? That's 21 laps he's got to do now.
Humat perhaps regretting going onto the hard tyres. This is his first league race as well.
Maybe feeling a bit of pressure.
It's always a test race though. There's always things to learn, isn't there?
Yep.
That's it.
Battle for seconds looking quite nice between AVFC and Penk.
Penk just going on the grass a little bit there. And again,
Certainly interesting to see how the different drivers select to use their ERS. I think that's probably going to be the main deciding factor in this race for the battles.
Definitely.
Penk
So
and
Those at the
AVFC.
front seem to be using a lot less
Yeah.
than those battling for fourth and fifth.
You see yellow in sector
yeah,
2 and
it's-
3.
It's Justin, he's made a mistake and I think he's lost his... Oh no, he still goes front wing, but he's definitely lost a few positions with him.
Yeah.
Those tyres will be
Cloud
cooked as
moving
well.
like that.
It's the
I
same
think he
shame
thought
for
about
Justin.
pitting them, but
Yeah, it's a big shame for Justin really, because he was using quite a lot of his ERS to stay with the likes of Jimbo and Jimmy, but now that he's spun, it's going to be hard for him to claw back up.
Cloud here has got 95% ERS left. I think he's thinking long game, isn't he?
It's definitely thinking long game. It takes multiple laps to harvest even half your ERS back.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's seeing ahead that those battling are on... Well, there's one on the meters, but most of them have penalties, so maybe he's thinking if he keeps it clean, hope the one ahead can lose some more time and that he'll
Yeah.
get them at some point.
This much ERS you could
Jimmy.
potentially overcut Supernova.
Oh, definitely. Definitely, if Dodger catches up to Jimbo as well, because there'll definitely be a bit of time lost if they start the battle. Because Jimmy's coming up to the back of Zen's. We'll just call them the AlphaTauri for now. Both of them are very low ERS, so that should make the overtake quite easy for Jimmy. As the AlphaTauri's got little to defend, but he makes a mistake coming out of Chapel, so it gives the AlphaTauri a bit of breathing room.
Taking a very weird. I think his tyres might be overheating a little bit. Extending the track limits a little bit there behind Cloud. Like I said before, pressure might be getting to some of these drivers. Guys at the front look comfortable though.
Yeah, I think they're Casper's, provided he doesn't make any mistakes, probably going to walk away with this one. AVFC and Penn can sort of neutralise, maybe understanding that they don't need to fight at this point, saving KRS. As AVFC picks up a penalty. It's unfortunate.
Just looking at the race rate, it looks as if Casper's got at least a 5 tenths a lap.
Jimmy Jones maybe going inside. That was a lovely move there.
Shame I missed that, that's annoying. Be interested to see if he can pull away now, both got equal levels of ERS, trying to see where they choose to use it.
Jimmy Jones had some good results in the Tier 1 last season.
He did. Ends deploying out of cops with his ERS, that's
AVFC
interesting.
is very close behind Penk as he goes for the overtake down the High Street. Penk choosing not to use his ERS, choosing wisely to save it and possibly get AVFC back on the next lap.
Not sure whether any of you picks it up. Jimbo's got another penalty.
It's unfortunate for Jimbo.
Penalties could also decide this race.
Yeah, 6 seconds now for Jimbo. And a number of other drivers on 3 seconds, as you can see on the screen. Jimmy Jones still only that driver started on mediums.
H2O Cloud in early.
Could be trying to undercut that.
Couldn't hold off Justin.
Laps only
Clouds into the pits, having not really used much ERS. I perhaps would have used some on that last lap because it would have recharged in the pits.
Onto mediums as well.
Not sure whether I'm making this up, but he might have said an issue to me with that he couldn't use his overtake button, or he didn't know how to, so whether he's saving it or he just doesn't know how to.
That'd be very unfortunate if he doesn't know how to, because that's going to be at least, well, up to 5 tenths a lap he's losing with that extra, what is it, 160 horsepower?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so...
I'll drop him a message after the race.
Yeah. Yeah, it's things like that. You don't know now. It's good to learn it for later. But as Origins has unfortunately not been able to stick with AVFC on this lap. He's just within a second back. He just missed out on the DRS on that lap. So it'd be interesting to see if he tries to pull the undercut on AVFC or maybe even overcut, as he seems to have about 40% more ERS at the moment.
Double Jury gradually closing the gap on Jimbo up ahead. AVFC's also closing the gap on Origins Penk. Maybe they're trying to use DRS to slingshot each other towards him.
AVFC on that lap was 8 tenths quicker than Casper. Whether Casper made a mistake at some point, I'm not
5
sure.
second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for either Apex or Ends.
That was Ends, that was the AlphaTauri.
Evs with a 3 second penalty as well. I'm just watching Dodge at the moment, just around about that 1 second mark behind Jimbo Supernova, and still got no penalties as well.
Oh, it just gives us neutral again.
Corner's proven to be
that's a habit of mine as well. I tend to use the gears too much for braking and always
trying to get that rotation in.
Yeah. Penk just reducing that gap back down to about half a second now on this lap.
Because he runs wide.
Penk make a big mistake. Penk is up 2 tenths on his PB lap time though, so I assume he's used quite a lot of his ERS this lap.
He hasn't. It's actually AVFC's on round 40. 60%. Yeah, Penk's got a lot more as he gets to the pits.
Penk comes in.
Very wise to pit in.
Will the undercut?
Oh, he's sped into the pit lane.
Oh no.
Oh, all that hard work of staying with AVFC potentially undone, because I highly doubt the undercut will be worth 5 seconds around this track.
Dodger
Yeah,
trying to
Jimmy
make a
Jones.
move on Jimbo as he comes into the pits. Playing it very safe, Jimbo.
Jimmy Jones can
Jones now
make up.
comes to the podium.
Yeah,
Closest.
100%. Yeah, those around him getting penalties for mistakes there. Oh, as another driver gets a 5-second penalty, that's Ewan for speeding in the pit lane. That's his second time into the pit lane now, isn't it? Oh no, he didn't pit, did he? No, it's
no.
his first pit stop.
Few drivers into the pits now.
I think Dodger's actually using neutral as a tactic to go through that. The loop, is it? That tight left-hander.
Yeah, the loop, yeah.
Yeah, so he's done it a couple laps in a row now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the times now, whether AVFC's made a mistake, but those last 2 laps, Casper's pulled out 2 seconds on him. So,
Unfortunate for Pink.
So Hugh is coming around the last couple of corners now. He'll be hoping that he'll actually have some cars to race with. I think Ewan's just come out the pits.
Casper comes into the pits.
Still going to be a bit of a gap there.
As Casper doesn't speed. And he's pulled another second in that last sector at AVFC. Be interesting to see how many laps Jimmy Jones goes on these mediums now. Will he rely on those behind him making more mistakes?
He could potentially go to lap 16 at the very earliest.
Yeah.
So
Like-
leaders into the pits. Jimmy Jones gonna take the lead.
Well,
Just about.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got it.
If
few
there's
seconds,
a-
I think.
This is a late safety car. This could play into Jimmy Jones's hands very well.
Yeah.
Justin picks up
Yeah.
another 3-second
I don't
penalty.
know about on your screens, but on my screen the pit strategy said at minimum of lap 14, so Jimmy Jones could be on the softs for
Oh,
longer than
Apex
the guys
is-
originally.
Sorry to interrupt. Apex made a mistake on the final corner.
Cloud can use the RS. Might have just sussed it out because it went down to 50 in about a lap, closing in on Jimbo.
Let's hope it doesn't use it all up, as AVFC is now on the back of Vigorous Unicorn, who hasn't pitted yet. He's got a full ERS now, but I think he's going to wait till the higher straight to use that to get past,
Yeah.
because Unicorn might be in this lap.
But look how much Pank jumped in by as well, by pitting a lap earlier.
Oh.
So it's at least 4 seconds worth. Whether AVFC made a mistake or not. I'm not
Yeah,
sure,
it
don't know.
could be a mistake. 4
Also, it could have
seconds.
been the speed difference into the pit lane, because Pink did speed, but it's for how
Yeah,
much.
it's
I
true.
didn't quite catch it, but I doubt it
Um,
would have made up 4 seconds.
Nah, I think AVFC went in at about 25-30 miles an hour.
Okay.
Unicorn's made a
Yes.
mistake.
Move.
Move past.
It's going to be easy pickings there.
Yeah.
Cloud could possibly get a move on Jimbo as he
As
gets
he
a
gets a
penalty.
3-second penalty, yeah.
That was harsh.
Yeah, that was. Jimbo
Vigorous
getting on the
Unicorn's
grass there,
in.
Cloud gets more on the grass.
Unicorns in.
Ems has got 14 seconds worth of penalties. Flexy's got 8. And Ewan's got 11.
Unicorn's probably going to come out around the likes of Ewan.
The red yellow
Hume
flag,
has
Hume has
retired.
retired. I could potentially bring out a safety car.
It's gone off clear Maddox and Beckett's.
Yeah. I don't think there will be a safety car, because I think it would have
Yeah, it'd have come up by now.
Which is Jimmy Jones probably smacking his dash if it was the real car, because that's sort of what he would have wanted.
Yeah. He's going to have a 30-second deficit to Casper when he comes out the pits, near enough that if Casper closes up some more.
Yeah. Jimmy does seem to be pushing next. He's very low on his ERS, so I think he's
Yeah.
going to be coming in very soon.
You'll get about 50-60% of that back in the pit lane, so next couple of laps I'd expect Jimmy Jones in.
Hank's closing up to the back of Dodger, so I wonder if they'll find each other before Dodger comes into the pits. Dodger's going quite long on this set of tyres now, but
Yeah. That could prove,
that's a very good job from his side.
could prove crucial in the dying laps of the race there, having few fresher lap old mediums.
And Dodger of all people going penalty free.
That's very true.
Yeah. Only 2 drivers still not to have a penalty. The net race leader Casper and Dodger.
Origins Pink might have Dodger on the stop. Origins has got all of his ERS to play with. Probably go for move on Hangar Straight.
Justin gets another 3-second penalty. He's trying to close to the back of H2O Cloud at the moment.
I'm just watching Dodger is still out on those softs.
Yeah, they're going to be.
We'll see Pink fly by.
Yeah, those softs are going to
going
be
through
awful.
Maggots and Beckett's, you've got to think he's going to be right on the back of him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no!
he's-
Payne loses it! And I think he might have just escaped wing damage there.
Yeah,
I
you
can't see
can-
it now.
unless
saw
there's
a car
some
going
brushes on the
sideways.
front wing.
Yeah, it's Payne.
Pink, who's just
broadcast decided
barely
not
touched
to
the grass through the
capture
first right-hander.
I captured it. So visually, it doesn't look
Sorry,
like
yes.
Pink has any damage.
Yeah, there's nothing on his front wing there.
Justin working up a move to Cloud through Maggots and Beckett.
He does have damage. He's going to the pits.
Oh.
I
That's
wonder if that's
interesting.
just a strategy to get back onto the soft tire, maybe.
Interesting way of doing the strategy. So I think we've got a move
Big
from.
penalty here, though, isn't it?
All
Yeah,
Justin has no ERS in Cloud is presumably using Rich, no energy.
So AVFC now on their mediums, he's already made a stop. He's only 2 seconds behind Dodger. But I think he's got to come into the pits.
soon.
That
Yeah.
is
And then
close.
mediums.
That at least close Pink's penalties as he
Mind you,
boxes.
Dodger was only 200ths down on his PB from that first sector, because so I don't know whether the tyre weight's not as bad for him. Maybe he's kept his tyres in good condition.
I know AVFC was on about that earlier. With Dodger saving his tyres, very good at it.
Yeah. And he will have had fresh tyres to start the race on, so.
Hank's come back out on mediums. Sliding the car through first couple of turns there, but
Just
Did he
to
change
go
his
for a
front wing?
dive on Cloud. No, just
No.
up to 5 seconds, I think.
No.
Justin down
Maybe-
back at Cloud.
I think he was just playing it safe so he didn't keep spinning on those hot tyres.
Yeah, let's hope Cloud remembers to use his ERS, because Justin has just hit 0.
Do you think
He's still
Justin?
using overtake.
Yeah. Do you think he knows where the off switch is for his ERS? Because every time I cut to him, he's always using it, even
He
through
has turned
corners.
it off before.
Oh, good.
He's-
Well, we'll see here as he tries to go on the overtake for H2O Cloud.
puts the DRS on very late.
Ferrari parking in the middle of the straight.
AVFC
Keeps the
closing up
position.
to Dodger, coming out of Sector 1.
See, this is where Dodger's neutral strategy probably won't benefit him, because the exit of the corner won't be as great. Is AVFC going to dive it down the inside?
He's
Maybe
gonna
a
wait.
little- If you want the
Stay
car.
back.
Thinks better of it. Jimbo seeping over with another penalty there a few seconds ago.
Yeah, I wonder if Justin's going to get past the Ferrari down the Wellington straight now. Keep in mind that as AVFC gets his first penalty, isn't it? Oh, that's his
It's
second.
his second
sorry.
penalty. He actually gets past him.
Was that game past Dodger?
Yeah, I think he might have gone off the track there.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Didn't
See
catch
a little
it.
bit of that on stream.
On
Dodger might have let
Justin.
him go, tag onto the back of him.
Ollie, I think he might be right with Justin and his ERS, because I'm still on him.
Jimmy
Oh,
Jones.
yeah.
He's still on his
Casper,
overtake.
Jimmy Jones.
That's interesting.
He'll come out
It
behind
was,
AVFC.
He'll come up behind Apex, I
it was
think.
That's right.
There's
Yeah.
Dodger pits as well.
Just
Oh, Dodger! Oh, Dodger slowed down to go to the pit lane. He's hit neutral, so he might have lost at least 2 seconds there alone. Which is really
Justin
unfortunate.
having his
for him.
best run yet on Cloud.
Ewan with a 3-second penalty. Vigorous
Still hasn't
unicorns on the
turned his
back.
DRS on. Oh no, he has.
Evs. Evs with not a lot of DRS at all.
Jimmy Jones coming out straight into the fight with Apex.
He's going to be mighty quick for these last 10 laps.
He is, and he's got Not only you got a tyre advantage, but you got an ERS advantage on Apex as well. So.
Dodger is going to rejoin in this fight between the Red Bull and the Ferrari.
Oh wow, that's
Oh,
really in the
it's
fight.
very
Oh,
close.
Dive bombs both.
he's dived on both of them. Oh,
no.
He spins.
that was a bit overly ambitious there.
Oh no.
It was a good effort.
Just caught the back of that.
And
He
that
comes
is now
low with no
last
wing
place for
damage.
Dodger. See, the
Unless-
fortunate thing now for Dodger is that he's got no penalties, he's got fresh tyres, and he's still got 11 laps to try and make up some time. He
Yeah.
could easily get some points still.
He is actually not in last. Ewan at the minute will take last with 14 seconds of penalties.
Ah, yes, my bad, sorry.
And
As Jimmy
Seb's
Jones
possible.
gets past Apex.
Dodger's going to be kicking himself for that. It's far too ambitious going up the inside of his teammate and the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Just having a quick flick through the drivers, hardly any of them have got more than 10% ERS.
AVFC's got 68%. Casper
Yeah.
35.
I think at
Unicorn
this
with
point
the
in the
move on
race,
Zevs.
AVFC is probably just looking to maintain his position and keep that almost 10-second advantage to Jimmy Jones. Whether he can close that down, I'm not sure with the light penalties wise, but AVFC's got 3 seconds more than Jimmy Jones, so if Jimmy Jones can close in at least 6 seconds, then he's got that second place.
I'd say this
Unicorn
is interesting though.
comparison.
Jimmy Jones on them softs, but Apex is within DRS range on those 7-lap old medium tyres. As I say that, he goes out of DRS range.
Yeah, as Justin gets another 3-second time penalty, there's now a 4-way battle for 7th place.
I feel he's getting impatient with Cloud. He gave him a little bump heading into the right-hander.
Payne gets another penalty trying to overtake Ewan. He was quite aggressive there. I might note that down because from what I saw, that was very aggressive.
Justin has actually not turned his ERS off since.
Is it still on?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been on since.
since the start, I think.
Yeah. He gains about 10% to the Maggots and Beckett's, and then he just.
He loses up before he even gets onto the hanger straight.
Dodger's going to be on the back of Ewan in a couple of laps, so we'll see what happens in that battle.
Yeah, I think the Ferrari's playing this really clever. He's not using all of his ERS every lap because I think he knows Justin's got an issue with his ERS. So I think he's just trying to hold him up, wait for Unicorn and the Alfa Romeo behind him to catch up.
Speaking of
Maybe
F6, F could have a move
he's
here,
right at the
maybe.
back of him.
Yeah,
you go
I'm
for
on
it,
that
it's
battle
turn
now.
1.
It's very
He keeps
close.
it clean. I wonder if he's going to challenge him down Wellington straight as Unicorn goes quite deep. Slight tap from the Alfa Romeo from behind, but I wouldn't have
Worth
wasn't
noting that
much.
Zevs is on the hards.
Yeah, 12 laps on those
That's
tyres.
true. That goes to show if he hadn't have. Was it him that spanned the start of the race?
Both the Alfa Romeos sort of merged onto the same piece of track, a bit like the Haas's did
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, Ewan was the
yeah,
one that spun
some-
at the start, and he stayed out for a little while and then pitted.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because if the Alfa Romeo was on mediums, I think this would have been an easier overtake for him because I think there's about a 5/10 a lap difference per compound. Because
Yeah.
Justin's very close between H2O Cloud here. But again,
It
it's
is.
Justin's surely
0%.
picking up a warning there.
Oh,
it was
just
0%
And,
coming up on the
DRS.
back of this as well.
Good
This could
overspeed
be a
on
very
the
tasty
exit.
battle for 7th place.
This battle for
Unicorn
7th.
gets
Clouds.
DRS. Oh no, take that back. Oh, I saw a bit of carbon fibre come off there with Pank.
Oh yeah, I think it's the Alfa Romeo. Or is it Pink?
Could be on it. It was literally just a tiny bit, not even an end plate.
Could be a bit of side
It's
pods
very-
because Penk did get past Evs there, so maybe there's a bit of wheel banging.
Yeah, just
Cloud
like
still
Jimmy
holding
Jones
on.
has taken out a second on the last lap to ABFC ahead. And he always got another penalty actually, so he actually needs to catch up that full 8 seconds, which is definitely possible.
Oh, Justin's made a
Maybe he can
move.
do that.
Well,
It's
it's
gonna
just
be-
gone down the
oh.
inside.
Could be a 5-way fight for 7th now with Zevs, Pank, Unicorn,
Yeah,
Cloud,
the
and
Red Bull's
Justin.
going to be a sitting duck. He's got DRS, but will the Ferrari make the move around the outside? Both can go
He
very
goes for the
deep.
switchback.
This is
On
a
the
cracking
inside-
battle
inside
here.
of Luffield.
Is it?
Yeah, Luffield. On the exit, this is where Casper spun in qualifying, unfortunately.
And this is
Was
where
the Ferrari edge
Cloud
ahead?
uses that overtake advantage, and then
Yeah.
Justin's
Henk
going
now
to
ahead
be
of
vulnerable
Unicorn.
to
I don't know if you
Henk.
guys spotted that, but he's now right on the back of Justin and Cloud, coming through Maggers and Beckett's. I think it's going to be very close down into Stone.
Oh,
hoping that-
Henk loses it
Oh.
again.
Henk again.
Lose
Oh
it.
no. Oh, he's collected Vigorous
And
Unicorn.
Oh, we
taps
Wow.
the back of Henk, losing most
Another
of his
5
front
second penalty
wings
for
from
that.
that.
That's so unlucky.
Dodger picking up some free places.
10-second
And Penk with a
penalty for
10-second penalty as well.
For exceeding track limits, that seems totally fair. That's unfortunate for
I think
him.
that was for multiple penalties for doing that, that's why.
And
Yeah.
As Casper gets
Casper.
his first penalty.
Dodger, of all people, the last man standing with no penalties.
It's impressive.
That collision with
Oh,
Penk as he's got another
Penk.
penalty.
Race.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Needs
all going
more
downhill.
rotation, surely.
And
He's
he's
getting
He's
retired.
retired.
Yeah.
He's done the right thing and retired in pits.
Yep. Talk about kicking a man whilst he's down. Whether he did that deliberately, I'm not sure, but that is really unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Let's hope his
that
car doesn't
action,
continue to
Cloud
drive
really
around.
takes-
That was looking to be a fantastic battle for 7th as well. That would harked back to that Russia race in Season 1 between me and you, Alex, where it came down to penalties at the end, and Websy as
Yeah.
well.
That was really unfortunate for me, because I think you won by 8 tenths.
Yeah,
But
that
well,
was far too close.
yeah, I'm just watching the AlphaTauri of Zeon's right now. He's got 20 seconds worth of penalties, but Jimbo behind him has got 15 seconds worth, and the gap is around 4 seconds. So he's got 0% ERS, but I wonder if he can pull out an extra second and keep that
Just still
5th
with a big
place.
overspeed onto the hanger straight.
I need to save up that ERS. It's going to be doing nothing. Someone needs to get on the radio and tell him, otherwise he's going to go to his side. Oh, he's made real contact.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
He's going to lose his
I
wing.
think he's
Oh, he's out.
He's out.
Oh,
Wow.
Could this be a late safety car?
That
It's
could be a
safe-
safety
virtual
car 'cause
safety
it's
car.
on.
Virtual safety
It's
car.
virtual. I wonder if anyone's going to choose this to pit. Just to lose a little less
Dodger
time than
had
they
the
would do
option.
normally.
Nah,
Dodger's gone past
Yeah.
pits.
I don't think it would have made a difference for Dodger now.
no.
Nah.
He's in the points now. Oh, a
Drive
drive-through
through.
penalty.
You and drive through.
Yeah, quite a few drivers today, picking up quite a few penalties.
H2O
They can
Cloud.
obviously work on, but
Is staying in AI mode for the. Oh, he's turned it off now. I have to
that,
keep
that
an
could have
eye.
been just
Something.
checking or something.
Yeah, go keep an eye on AI mode driving, otherwise that'll be a slam dunk penalty there. Dodger gets a
Oh,
drive through penalty
Dodger.
as well.
Oh no!
So
Oh,
fully
Zevs has
confirmed.
just crashed into Cloud on clip. That was.
He's just
Zevs'
overtaken him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
He's got
the
wing
safety
damage.
car's ended.
Yeah.
The virtual safety car's
What?
ended.
Oh no,
Oh,
H2O.
Cloud's
Last round.
round.
Oh, what happened
Chaos
there is
in the
down
last 5
that
laps.
straight. Down that straight, he just turned into Cloud. Lost. Zev's lost some of his front wing and then spun him round through the field.
Cloud's in AI mode. Dodger's not gonna like this coming round. Corpus is he? Oh, Cloud comes out of AI mode. It's gonna be close into maggots.
You'd have been clipping that incident, I assume.
Yeah.
Two drivers
Racing.
with drive-throughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Unfortunately,
on
the
the
last
28 seconds. Someone Zenz
last-
is in the pits.
yeah, the last quarter of this race has been quite a penalty fest, I think, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate. As who's that coming in the pits? Is that one of the Alfa Romeos?
Dems.
It is. Oh,
And-
and
And he's got a penalty.
Oh, and then he's got another penalty for speeding. So that's 19 seconds worth of penalties now.
That was Ewan. Actually, I think that's Ewan.
Ewan, yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah, they got that
So
penalty.
it's, yeah, so it's just Dodger now left to serve his drive-through.
Yeah.
The AlphaTauri just comes out ahead of him,
Ooh.
and he's still got wing damage actually. I think. Oh, and he's. Oh,
He's going to have more wing damage now with that contact.
He chose to serve the drive through Alex, so he'll
does he?
probably
Yeah.
pit this lap now.
well, it's Dodger still to serve his drive-through as well. So
Jimmy Jones has made quite a bit of time on AVFC, but I don't think it's going to be enough come the end of the race.
No.
Nice. AVFC picks up another penalty.
H2O Cloud is making a name for himself in terms of staying in AI mode.
Is he still in AI mode?
Not now he isn't, but through the VSC. He did that in that Singapore race that we had. Gave me wing damage, which was rather unfortunate. I think that Vigorous Unicorns ghosted car is a lot down.
Only allowed to go in AI mode if you're recording something, which should
Yeah.
only take a number of seconds, if that. And you should really do it on a straight, not in the
Yeah.
corners.
Or unless you know you've got like half the track gap, but at this point, you know,
Yeah.
most of the track's covered by drivers as Dodger comes and
As long
service
as,
drive through.
You've got your clip set to 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it is, it should get you,
Yeah.
'cause surely you're going to hit it straight in that amount of time.
Unless it's
I'm looking
Monaco.
forward to I don't know about you guys, but I've got a full A4 side of incidents written down, which is
I've got
unfortunate.
I've got a little post-it there with 3 lines written on it.
Roger somehow
I might have
posted
got a bit
into the
over the
chat
top,
whilst
but-
he's racing, I was under the data.
Yeah, that is something to look at because quite a few times I've had it in career mode where I've been given penalties that are unjustified. So I wonder if he's had a clip from that, if we can have a look at it.
Yeah.
We could easily remove the time taken that it would have taken for the drive-through, because that would easily have put Dodger back up into P. Was he P8 before he pitted?
Yeah, well, we just take.
The drive-through will be about 20-ish seconds.
Yeah, I think 25 if it's Silverstone.
Yeah, so yeah,
But-
back into P8, especially with all the penalties that
Yeah.
the drivers ahead of us. I think he still would have maintained that position for Dodger's sake. So let's just hope he can keep it clean to the end.
Also, have you ever had this in a career mode where an AI gets a penalty and if mid-session save and then go back in, it removes the penalty at the end of the race? Which I find really
I haven't
annoying.
had that.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't know if that will happen online, but
No.
I think this has definitely been more of a learning race today for quite a few of the drivers who are new to
Definitely, yeah.
either this league or the drivers that they're racing with. Because
Yeah,
as you
I
can
agree.
see, at the front, Casper with a 20-second lead. Definitely the class of the field. With the big
Jimmy
runs
Jones
he's
picked
got.
up another penalty.
I've
Yeah,
already
that puts
moved
to bed his
Casper
chance of P2.
She already moved
to
Casper.
K1.
Yeah, very smart decision. Because no disrespect to Casper, he's an amazing race, but I think without him, this would have been a more tense race for the race win,
Yeah,
especially at the
definitely.
start of the race.
Credits to Jimmy Jones from pulling it to P13, was he at the start, all the way up
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
P3.
So,
he's probably going to be driver of the day.
From him.
oh, definitely. And if the game doesn't give it, I'm giving it. So.
I think that's what the game goes off of most of the time, just most
Yeah.
positions gained.
Easy way to get driver of the day in career mode, just start at the back all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing the AI, just send it down the inside, turn 1.
Getting about
That
10
one
positions.
ridiculous as they are.
Yeah. It's
I just want
interesting.
Jimbo's, he goes down the main straight. I just remember, have you guys seen that they're renaming it the Housen straight?
Yes, I have. I think that's a good thing as ends. He's got 31 seconds of penalties now as ends. I swear it was 30 seconds that Roman's disqualification. I could be 33.
As I think he just. Oh no, it's.
Ed's just picked
alternate.
another 3
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it his alternate account. I'm convinced it's 2 people, the same person even. One with his hands, one with his feet. So,
I mean, if he
Yeah.
can get up to PA with just his feet, then fair enough, he can have it.
give him
Yeah.
the title. But yeah, like you said,
Or
I think
conjoined twins.
I think it is 30 seconds for disqualification, but I think that if the total of it adds up to 30, so if he's got one where it's added up to 31, I think it's any penalty after that will then disqualify him.
I mean, one of them could be what's it, stop go penalty.
I
Yeah.
got 84 seconds.
In fact,
without
I'll quickly
being
check it
disqualified.
now just to have a look. But
It varies, I think, depending on what you've done. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
drive-throughs will add on to that, and
Oof, for the AlphaTauri driver, lap 21 would we want to forget is he got 3 penalties and 2 warnings on that lap, and
Wow.
since lap 18 he's had at least 1 warning since on every lap, so I think consistency is something these drivers need to work on a bit more. Whether
Casper's,
they practice more social races or...
Yeah,
as you
I
said.
mean, Casper's started the final. He's halfway through the final lap now. He's had a pretty uneventful race so far, hasn't he?
I think
He's
it
up
might be
on
his
his
fastest lap.
lap as well. Yeah.
Because he's got
Yeah, a lot of
limited
these
DRS.
drivers haven't done too many socials with us, but they've done enough to show that they're reasonably clean. So it's got a steep learning curve, I think, some of them.
Yeah, as Casper
Yeah.
comes across the
Casper
line
comes
to
across the
win.
line.
Yes, fastest lap too.
Fastest lap.
Yeah, 27.4, which I think would have been enough for P8 in qualifying, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, around there.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be
Maybe
He's the
actually
first-
is
finishing.
up on his time as well. Is he also going for fastest lap?
He's
Gotcha.
1/10 up. Ah, he missed that 28.6.
Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones, a very respectable P3. Definitely driver of the day for me. Don't know about
Yeah,
you guys.
I agree with you. Oh, as Cloud gets a penalty
too.
on the last lap, and a... Oh no, Apex run and serve penalty, sorry.
It's been
Cloud's
Cloud
pushing
get
really hard.
promoted to P6.
Yeah,
Cloud has had quite a good drive against Justin before.
yeah. He's done some fantastic defending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he got really unfortunate as well, getting caught with that Alfa Romeo after the VSC. That lost him a bunch of time.
Yeah.
He could have easily have stayed with Jimmy, maybe. Although there was a 20-second gap, so maybe not. But you never know.
So it's interesting to note that I mean, Chris will remember this from the Dutch Grand Prix when I span, and who's it? I think myself got a penalty because Penk hit me in the Dutch Grand Prix. Yeah. It's interesting to see that interesting penalty system's still in the game.
Hmm.
That was a
Well,
very
that was
eventful
interesting
race.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Jones rightfully
that
main
was.
driver for the day. So congrats to him. The only driver on the alternate strategy.
They made it work for him.
I reckon him and Casper could definitely put up a fight in Tier 1. I'm not sure about what you guys think.
Oh, I raced with him. I got him
Casper's
in.
already in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was very quick and ranked.
Yeah. I think if Jimmy Jones had started a bit further forward and wasn't caught up with as much unfortunate instances as he was with the others fighting, I think he could have been a bit closer to Casper.
Possibly challenging AVFC as well for second. I could see that fight.
Yeah, I was just about to take a screenshot of the instance tab in the race director, but maybe not.
You're gonna need more screenshots, aren't you?
Yeah.
Might
Unless
have to
anyone
use a
got some...
recording. 2-minute long
unless-
recording. Just
Oh my...
They'll be on
That
the
was a lot of
stream.
Yeah, what I've got written down is good enough, so I think we'll just go from that. But yeah, apart from that, apart from the penalties, which I think Dodger was the only one after his drive-through not to get one, am I right?
Yup.
Yeah.
Penk
Yeah,
with
that's
the
right,
soft
yeah.
to medium to medium to medium strategy. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Only driver to do 3 stops.
Yeah.
That's
For a 50% race, I wouldn't suggest a three-stop strategy, to be honest with you. But obviously, caught up with front wing damage twice, was it? So,
yeah.
quite an eventful race for Pink, but an unfortunate one at the
definitely.
same time.
Fastest
Looking
pit
at the
stop,
times,
2.5 seconds. Yeah. Hugh Matt actually
looking
has
at
the
Pink's,
fastest pit stop.
I think Pink's fastest lap time would have been best, for at least third or fourth. So definitely had the pace to stay at the front, which is unfortunate with his instance.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
especially that
Yeah,
10
he would
second
have been
penalty.
up there fighting for the podium as well, I think, with Jimmy Jones and AVFC.
Yeah,
So
thinking
Oh,
back
Dodge-
actually, that
Dodger
5-second
sent a
penalty for
message
speeding in the
saying
pit
he was
lane.
onto the Delta for the
Yeah.
VSC incident.
If he's clicked
I think
it, we'll have a look at it.
Yeah, I think for Pink, as soon as he got that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, his race unfortunately unravelled from there. If you think back, he did get the undercut on AVFC, but then got caught up from there. So
Yeah,
he
it's
was going to learn
unfortunate.
for next time.
Am I right in assuming that there's a a tier 3 social at some point.
Yes, it might be wise to put some of these drivers into that race as well,
Yeah, definitely.
just to see how they stack up, and then we'll make a decision before the final week when we make the car selections.
Yeah.
Alright. H2O Cloud has just texted me saying overtake was broken and it kept randomly turning on and off, so it might be worth looking into.
No, there's nothing much we can really do about that. Just hope he fixes it
Yeah,
before the
we'll
week starts.
speak to him about it. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guide him on how to use it. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you to everyone for watching and who took part tonight. We'll be back again next week with another, well, not next week 'cause it's Christmas, isn't it? The week after. Last week of the year. For another test race with Tier 3 and Tier 1.
Yeah, should be fun.